So welcome along. Thanks so much for coming. We're going to be working towards a more advanced pose, but we'll prepare your body, really marinate it well, moving towards that posture. And it doesn't even matter whether you get there or not. And I feel like I should lock the door now. And then the other thing is that we'll be working with this theme of strength and grace. So this final posture does have an element of both strength and grace. And for us, I'd encourage you to focus on one aspect of it rather than both. So for me, a lot of people say to me, "Oh, you're so tiny," but inside I feel like this Amazon woman. I just always have felt really strong. So that comes for free. But recently I've worked on grace and softness, and that softness has great power as well. And so that's been a beautiful experience for me to open to this softness that is equally as powerful as strength, and that finding that balance has been very nourishing for me to find a wholeness. So I'd ask you to turn inside. You can close your eyes and turn inside, maybe palms facing up or down, perhaps according to your intention. So setting an intention for your practice that aligns either with the focus on strengthening or a focus on softening and opening to grace. So allow your breath to start to deepen. Perhaps palms up would be a receptivity, a gracefulness. Palms down as if you're connecting into the strength element today. And as you allow your breath to continue to lengthen, and as you find a greater fullness, also awaken even just the possibility, this hint of possibility of either strength or grace awakening in your body as a tangible, real experience, lived experience. And perhaps as you exhale, you can release any blockages to that. Perhaps a belief that doesn't serve anymore. So continue to breathe your full diaphragmatic breath, and maybe turning it into a full yogic breath. So breathing down into the belly and then up towards the ribs, even up into the chest. And exhaling out from chest and belly. And you can bring the hands together into Namaste. Solidifying your intent for this practice, either strength or grace. What is it that you want to call in to your body and being that would be most nourishing today? Bringing that into yourself, bow the head forward, lightly touching the thumbs to the third eye point. And then lifting the head back up and circle the arms around. So as you inhale, sweeping out and up, let the palms touch. And exhale the right hand down onto the floor and leaning over to the right. And inhaling back up through center, palms touch. And leaning over to the left. And continuing on. So we've got the choice here to add in either maybe an element of strength through the bottom arm or softening and gracefulness through the top arm. So inhaling to lift and exhale, starting to let that either strength or grace be a a tangible experience through the body. So like bamboo, if you've ever been in a bamboo forest when it's windy, you'll see that the base is sturdy and strong. Bamboo's some of the most sturdy nature around, or trees around. But then there's this flexibility through the tips. So as you continue to move and breathe, then just get this maybe more flexibility, more ease in the heights while your base is strong and stable. And just one last time here, over to the left. And then coming back up through center, and draw the hands down through the midline. Already you might be able to feel an opening through the side body. You can rock forward then to hands and knees, and as you come to hands and knees, maybe walk the hands forward a little more and tuck the toes towards you. So we'll work with just 3 cat's breath. As you inhale, send the chest forward and open through the front of the body. And as you exhale, press the palms away and scoop the tail under. Inhaling, opening through the front of the body, even dragging the hands back here, draw the chest through the arms. And exhale like you're pressing the earth away to dome through the entire spine. Come to your inhale position again. And then holding this as you hover the knees and float your chest back to the thighs and back into downward facing dog. But just with the knees bent, don't worry too much about straightening the legs up. We will be getting into quite a bit of hamstring opening soon. You can inhale and stretch the right leg up to the sky, slowly, slowly. And as you exhale, take a tiger curl, knee into the chest, coiling in. Inhaling to stretch up and back. And exhale the foot forward to the space between the hands. So we're going to come straight up into a Visvamitrasana 2. Turn the back heel in and down. Just before you come up, actually draw this left elbow up and back behind you as much as you can. Yes. And then arriving in your Vira 2 shape. So you've got your right toes pointing forward, left toes follow on a little. And we'll take this dancing warrior movement. So inhaling and coming into a reverse warrior. Stay with a nice deep bend in that right knee, and then exhale, elbow to knee and getting long. And even with the arms, trying to take them back behind you as much as possible, just as like we came up. So you can probably, as you exhale, find greater strength through the legs. But just shift your focus as you want to, either staying with strength through the lower body or focusing on this lightness and flexibility through the upper body. Stay in your Visvamatrasana now with the elbow onto the knee, and bring the left arm around so you're in like a goddess or a Malasana position. And again, just finding a little bit of swaying through the legs. So the legs can show us lightness and flexibility sometimes, or they can show us great strength. So just going into that softness through the legs now, like a praying mantis movement. And then pressing through the feet, inhale. Reaching up, bring the palms to touch, and exhale down into your Visvamitrasana 2 on the second side. So turn the left toes all the way out. That's it, and the right toes follow on. Nice. Okay, inhale and come back into your reverse warrior. And as you exhale, elbow to knee and stretching the top arm over. And going again, thinking of the arms maybe moving back more than so that you can't actually see them in your peripheral vision, but you can know that they're moving gracefully, slowly. One last time. Inhale here, reverse warrior, and exhaling, Visvamatrasana. Take an inhale here, tone through the belly a little, and then exhaling and taking the hands down either side of the front foot and stepping back into your plank position. So already we've spun around to the back of the room. So you're in plank pose. Look into the belly, lift through the belly. So you want that strength through the core, but then this openness and ease through the chest as it lengthens forward. Then travel forward as you lower yourself down onto your belly. We'll rise up into a cobra, so tucking the hands off to the side a little behind the slightly in front of the shoulders, and inhale to rise up. Again, look into the belly. Get this same strength through the belly and actively press the legs into the floor, but then start to lengthen the chest forward and roll the shoulders back to reveal that openness and gracefulness in the heart. And then exhaling and lowering down. Inhale to rise up into your plank, full or a half push-up, and exhale into downward facing dog. Would you mind coming over here? Is that all right? Oh, on the green mat. You can move your mat over if you want. And then we'll go again. So same right leg. Inhale, reaching that right leg up to the sky. And as you exhale, stepping the foot forward to the space between the hands. Turn the back heel in and down, and coming on up into your Viratu, facing this way. That's it. Good. So going again, but this time we just do one round. So last time we did 3. So really trying to find that fluidity. So inhaling and into a reverse warrior. And exhaling, Visvamatrasana. Stay down, sweep this arm in front, come across and into this praying mantis movement. Maybe taking it a little bit further if you wanted to. This side to side movement, opening up through the inner thigh. And then press through the feet. Inhale to come up. Turn your left toes all the way forward and exhale down into your Visvamitrasana too. So there's a bit of fancy footwork, but I know you guys are very fancy, so you're all good. Inhale into your reverse warrior. Exhale, Visvamatrasana. Take an inhale here and pause. And exhale, hands either side of the foot. Step yourself back and into plank pose, lifting the belly, lengthen the chest forward, and exhale down onto your belly. Rise up again into your cobra. We're not really focusing too much on back bends here, but we can have the same essence of strength in the legs and openness through the chest. And exhaling to lower. Tuck the toes, rise up through your full or a half push-up. And back into downward facing dog. And already as the body warms, you might be able to open through the backs of the legs and ground the heels a little more. Nice. Okay, as you inhale, send the left leg up to the sky. Stay firm through that right arm and take one tiger curl, knee into the chest, touch nose and knee, lift the hips high. Inhale to stretch up and back. And then exhaling the foot to the space between the hands. So stay down, turn the back heel in and down. And again, think of that elbow coming as far back behind you as you can to lift you up. So right elbow lifts you up. Yes, that's it. Okay, so we're in Viratu. And as you hold here, we're going to not use the arms this time. So it's the same movement, but we add in a breath. So take an inhale here. And as you exhale, you can come into your reverse warrior, but the right arm comes in front. That's it. Inhaling. Opening out into your Viratu, and exhale. Think navel to spine, so you really want that core strength activation. Inhaling back into your Viratu. And exhaling. The right arm comes in front, open through the left side body, inhale back through center, and exhaling. Good. Inhaling back, and one more time. Exhale, deepen the bend into that left knee. Inhale, center. And exhaling. Okay, so then inhaling, come back to center, parallel the feet. Bring the palms to touch over the head, and with a swan dive, fold yourself forward and down. Catch hold behind the ankles and draw yourself in as best you can. So think about the crown of your head coming into the space between the feet, and make sure that you could apply a little baby cobra here so that you're not rounding through the back, but maximizing the opening through the legs. All right, so then let's inhale and lift halfway up, lengthening through the spine. You could bend the knees and come all the way up, bringing the palms to touch overhead. Now turning the right toes all the way out and exhaling down into your Visvamitrasana 2. So same movement, inhale here. Exhale, navel to spine with strength as you gracefully move back. Inhaling through center and exhaling. And 3 cycles. Inhale, back through center, exhaling. So it's all right. Bend into this knee and send this arm forward. Yes. Inhale, Vira 2, and exhaling. This arm, front arm down. Yes. And then thinking about how can you get your arms back behind you more. Beautiful. And last one. We actually have to hold this Parshvakonasana, so you could go elbow onto the knee if you wanted to. And then releasing the hand down either side of the foot. Step yourself back and into your plank. Lift the belly, broaden the collarbones, and lowering yourself slowly, slowly down. Rise up into your back bend of choice. So keep the legs active and the core lifted, but then find that flexibility and grace through the upper body. And exhaling to lower, touch the forehead down. Rise back up through your full or a half push-up and into downward facing dog. So last cycle, we've moved around the mat in facing every direction, and we will continue to with this flow. So inhale the left leg up to the sky. That's it. And exhale the foot to the space between the hands. Turn the back heel in and down and coming on up. Remember your elbow peels back, and that's what lifts you up into your Vira 2. So with this one, again, we just do 1 cycle. So it's going to be pretty fluid. And you can use your hand onto the leg if you need to. But we inhale here and exhale. Right arm comes in front. Inhale, back through center. Left arm comes in front. Beautiful. Inhale, back through center. Straighten the left leg, and then exhaling down onto the right side. Inhale here, and exhaling. Taking the arms back as far behind you as you can. Inhale, and exhaling. Inhaling. So we can exhale straight back down, either side of the foot. Step yourself back and into your plank, and lowering down onto the belly. Rise up through your full or cobra, or sticking with a sphinx as you'd like, and exhaling to lower back down. Lift through the belly as you rise up in, and this is all strength as you rise up into plank, and exhaling back into your downward facing. Good. Okay, you can look forward to the hands and either stepping or jumping both feet forward to the front of the mat. So warm up done. Have your feet hip width apart and parallel, and lift halfway up, lengthening through the spine. And as you exhale, folding yourself in. Rising up through a reverse swan dive. Bringing the palms to touch overhead. And let's immediately exhale over to the right side. But notice if that arm is coming forward. Keep it back and even looking past your left armpit. Inhaling back up through center. Feel the strength and tone that you need to maintain in the core as you maybe bend a little further through that to the left side, and maybe move the right arm back so you're looking past the underarm. That's it. Inhaling back up through center, and then exhaling over to the side again. And inhaling back up. So think about now your side ribs, so your right side ribs opening out like a slinky, like gills opening out and breathing in there. Inhaling back up through center and exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway up. And exhale, you can take, let's take both legs back and into your downward facing dog. Just stepping back, that's it. As you inhale, send the right leg up to the sky. And exhale the right foot forward to the space between the hands. So we'll come up into Visvamatrasana 2 again. This time, focus on, we'll come straight into the reverse warrior, but bring your right hand onto your the nape of your neck and catch hold with the left hand. And start to bend into the right knee while you're reaching your right elbow towards the back corner over there. Yeah. So you're starting to feel longer already, taller. Deepen the bend. Look at your right knee. Make sure it's not collapsing in, and stay long. So you want that right knee moving back as well. And then you can straighten the leg up and keep all that beautiful length as you come into triangle pose. So you, if you wanted a block for Ardha Chandrasana here, you could have it in front of you for the half moon pose. So you'll look down and transfer the weight onto the right foot and then start to lift the left leg up. So bring more height through that left leg. And you could have the left hand just on the hip. If you're able to, float it all the way up. Yes, good. Okay, then bending and landing very slowly. We'll come straight into Parshvakonasana with either with the elbow on the knee or taking the hand to the floor and stretching the top arm over. So you could stay here or maybe wrapping around and catching hold into a bind if you wanted to do that. But if you're in the bind, think about the chest moving back and spinning your left shoulder back to open up towards the ceiling. We are going to come back to this shape, so don't, yeah. All right. And then from here, releasing, bring both hands down to the inside. Turn yourself around back to the front of the room and drop the back knee down onto the floor. So coming into a lizard position, so maybe left elbow can come down, perhaps onto the block if you wanted to. So we're looking at a nice opening through that left quad here as you melt the hips down. Even here, just take care. Which ankle is it? Yeah, so, yeah. Yeah. Just 4 corners, so you've got that stability. So perhaps you could use your exhalation and breathe out through an open mouth and letting go. And just one more breath here. Great. Okay, then rising up. You can keep that left knee on the floor, but and keep the left hand down, and then step your right leg back. So you're in a side plank facing, yes, that's it. So then from here, it's entirely optional. It's quite strong, but press through that right foot and squeeze the left knee up to the right. Yes. And then reach the top arm over and create more like a rainbow arc. Of course, it's fine to have the knee on the floor. So let's then all take that knee down and rise up into this Parigasana. It's hard work, isn't it? Yeah. So our right leg is straight here, and pointing the toes to the corner can usually be a little easier than pointing them all the way out. So we'll do that same dancing warrior movement with the arms, inhaling here. And as you exhale, bring the right arm across and leaning over, maybe cupping the head with the hand for a moment. And then inhaling and opening and exhaling to the other side and cup the head with the hand and move that right elbow back more. Grace, inhaling. One more round like that. Exhaling. Cupping the head and back through center and over to the other side. Inhaling back through center, like a swan dive, forward fold in, and bring this left leg forward, so you're in Janushavasana, facing this way. And you want the left knee as far out to the left as you can, and right leg, yeah. So you could raise the hips here if you wanted to. Go right elbow onto the knee and stretching the left arm up and over. Again, cup the head with the hand and think about moving that elbow back, as well as opening up through the left side ribs as much as you can. So direct your breath into those left side ribs and get more opening there, like Venetian blinds that are opening out. And then inhaling back up through center, and we'll simply cross legs and face towards the back of the room. And pausing here, obviously you should feel a difference, left and right side. Maybe you feel a little taller. Maybe some of us don't want that. Maybe some of us do. So again, just that recommitting to either strength or grace. What is it that you seek? What would bring balance or nourish you in some way? And let's recommit to that as we plant the hands and come forward into plank pose. You might like to have a look at me here. So we'll have the feet apart, and then with each exhale, simply drop the heels to the side. But the weight stays steady through the upper body. Yeah. So here we're finding a gracefulness in the lower body, but a steadiness, this steadfast, strong upper body. Good. And then come back through your plank and lowering down. You could do a chaturanga to up dog here if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you. Lifting and opening. And then meeting back in downward facing dog. Great. Okay, so if you needed your block for Ardha Chandrasana, you might like to bring it to the other end of the mat. We'll take the left leg now and stretch it up to the sky. And as you exhale, step the foot forward to the space between the hands. Turn the back heel in and down and coming on up. So left leg forward, yeah. Other left leg. Seriously, every day. Thank goodness I'm not an octopus. It would really cause me lots of trouble. Okay, so bending, nice deep bend into that left knee. Left hand onto the nape of the neck and catching hold of the elbow with the right hand, and then going into a nice deep side bend. So deepen, deliberately bend into that left knee as much as you can, and again breathing and opening through the left side body. And then keep that length as you start to straighten the left leg up and coming on out into triangle pose. Really thinking about this length that you're creating through the side seams of your body, and that it's creating this inner brightness and hopefully that graceful ease. But if you are focusing on strength today, no problem, focus on the legs and scissoring the legs towards each other. So bend into the front knee and launching yourself forward into Ardha Chandrasana. And perhaps having the hand on the hip, bring more life into the back leg. So this will be important in our final pose as well, is having strength through the back leg. Spin the chest open to the sky. That's it, good. Okay, landing ever so lightly. So thinking lift as you lower and then into your Parshvakonasana, which could look like anything. So it could be the elbow onto the knee, the hand to the floor. It could even be the coming into the bind if you wanted to. And as you hold here, even in the static position, can you channel that experience, either focusing on the power that you have in the legs or the fluidity that you have in the upper body, maybe as the breath moves your body. Great. All right, then releasing down, bring both hands to the inside of the foot and take the back knee down onto the floor. Good. And then into a lizard pose, so dropping the elbows down. But even here you could think about a little cobra through the upper back so that you're going to want to cobra like
The other way?
No, the other way.
That way?
But like there's no tomorrow. Maybe can't lift the elbows and then, yes, look at that. That is so beautiful. But not here.
Yeah.
Beautiful. 2 more breaths with your exhalation, perhaps a ha breath and letting go, a soft jaw or a powerful tone. We can take any pose or breath and bring to it our own intention and flavor and color. Okay, then you can make your way up. So we step back into the side plank position. So you'll keep your right hand down and you'll be facing this direction. Is it your left hand down? I don't know. It's right? Yes. Awesome. So this is part of the spinning out, the deliberate spinning out that I'm doing to you today. So you're doing extremely well. If you wanted to, hovering and squeezing the knees together, and here you're learning the powerful action in that back leg, in the left leg, and reaching the top arm over, shorten through the bottom side waist. Okay, taking the knee down and rising up. So you could turn the left toes towards the corner of the room slightly, and again, and have a look down, this thigh's vertical. Take an inhale here, and with your exhale, coming over, inhale back into center. And exhaling, maybe cupping the head with the hands so you can get a little more depth there. Inhale, feel the power in the core actually supports an opening in the upper body. So there's this harmonious blend and balance of the two. Okay, returning back up through center, and like a swan dive, folding down. Use the hands for support. Slide that bent knee forward and then opening out. So you want as great an angle between the thighs as possible. Raising the hips could be helpful too. Draw the left elbow to the knee and stretching the top arm over. And as you do this, also thinking of spinning the chest open. So rather than the arm collapsing forward, you're opening out, perhaps cupping the head with the hand. We didn't do it last time, but you could even reach for the little toe side of the foot. Really, we're looking at more opening through that right side body. Again, direct your breath into the right side ribs. Unhinge the jaw. Channel either that strength or softness, power or grace. And then you can slowly make your way up. And again, we'll just go cross legs and facing towards the front of the room. So coming full circle. Pausing here for a moment. And feel the residual effect, hopefully this residual experience of grace and ease in the upper body. Stable, steady lower body. How wonderful that we can move our body through a range of postures and find and awaken these qualities, these dormant qualities, with our mind's attentive touch, as well as the various shapes. How wonderful. So you can then rock yourself over through hands and knees and return to that. Actually, just stay on hands and knees and I'll show you where we're heading. So we did this one last time. We'll add in something more. So it's dropping the heels to the side and reaching the hand back and touch the thigh. And then reaching as far up and over as possible. And so the hand comes back and then it reaches as far back as possible, like a massive windmill, either with strength and power or softness and grace. So come into your plank, or not. You could rest in child's pose always. Heels to the left, right hand touches right thigh. Yes, and then circle it up and up and up and over, yes. And that right hand comes down. Heels switch over to the right. Left hand touch the thigh, circle up and lift the hips and create almost like a rainbow arc. And then switching just one more time to each side. Yes, take the hand as far back as possible. Beautiful. You guys all channeling grace? You're just looking supremely graceful. It's working. All right, so plank pose and lowering yourself down, moving through a connecting vinyasa, whatever that is for you. It could be cobra, it could be sphinx, it could be up dog. This is just a palate cleansing sorbet between the flows. So we will take the second standing flow. You can inhale your right leg up to the sky and finding Vira 2 again. So exhale the foot to the hands, turn the back heel in and down. As you come up, that left elbow peels back and like it's on train tracks, you know that your body has been trained, knows what to do. So this time, bringing the hand onto the back, actually we'll keep the arms straight and straighten the front leg as well. Then bring your left hand onto the upper arm and start to lean over. So if you have any sacroiliac or lower back issues, I'd probably recommend bending the knee, but if you can, just shorten through this left side waist as you lean over to the left. Yep. And even spin the palm to face upwards. Can you feel that? A different opening there? Okay, then keeping that length, this time coming straight into your bound Parshvottanasana. So making sure that you hold at the back of the thigh rather than, yes, at the booty. And then shorten your stance and just see how you go here. So working towards a bound triangle pose, straightening your right leg up. Yeah, but still spinning the chest open to the sky. And if you can't bind, no problem. You were correct. Just go hand onto the hip instead. Yes. Okay, then optional you can stay there or step the foot forward and rise up into your bird of paradise shape, whether you stay with bent knee or straight leg. It's just for a moment. So we'll have our right leg lifted. Yeah. And then, no, you're correct. Yeah. And then come down, right foot, just forget that even happened. Yes, stepping back. Okay, release the hands down to the inside, drop the back knee down and straighten the front leg up. Perfect, yes. So your leg should be happy about that. If you need to use a block, you can, going into this hamstring opening. Add in a little bit of cobra through the upper back and perhaps a little bend through that right knee so that you get a nice deep fold at the hips. Okay, then rising up, we return back into our side plank this time. So coming forward, you've got the choice here to stay with the left knee on the floor and do what we did last time, or go for your side plank position. Yes, that's it. But again, take that top arm and reach it over and press down through your bottom arm to lift the hips up higher. Yes, perfect, perfect. And then you can drop the bottom knee down to the floor and coming on up into your gate pose position. This time, have the right knee bent, but it's not in too close, it's still out a little. Okay, so take an inhale here. You're all doing so well. Exhaling and elbow to knee, stretching over. Inhaling back into center and exhaling, hand onto the hip. Yeah. So you could still use the arms or not. So exhaling. Inhale back into center and exhaling. So one last time, optional to straighten up and draw the right toes back towards you. So exhaling and fold as deep as you can. Awesome, inhaling and exhaling. Strong core. Inhale back to center, holding here. Exhale the hand down, so you could be onto a block here if you wanted to. And stretching the top arm back as far as you can and over. And then take your hand like an oven mitt, and as if you were holding on to your right toes. Yes, see what that might feel like. Imagine holding on to your right foot. Correct. Yes. And then you can release the hand down like we did before. Use the hands for support and come around. Keep this left leg as it is and draw the right foot up. So pigeon position, you need to stay strong through the ankle and look after your knee. So you don't want to, and look after your spine as well. So you don't want to be rounded like this. Always spine health is going to trump any other sort of opening. So even raising the hips if you wanted to. You could then stretch the right leg forward, maybe holding onto the foot, and still spine health is going to trump any hamstring opening, so lift through the chest. Yes. Even bending the knee to focus on the lift through the chest. Stage 20. 1, 2, skip a few. So it would be left hand comes over the front of the right foot, and then the right arm comes underneath, and we work to straighten that leg out. Yes. Okay. So then we might as well, since we're here, we might as well move towards the fullest expression. So there are still stages along the way. I'll just show you. So actually I might have to come over here and show you. So you'd come into a kneeling shape that we've done before, yeah? And then nestling that right arm under. Again, the hand comes over the top of the foot and then stretching the leg out. So that's one stage, and then the full expression of the pose is with the back leg straight and then stretching out. You were so close, like you were here, just so close. And it doesn't even matter, because how good do you feel anyway? It doesn't matter. But if you wanted to give that a go, otherwise child's pose, or you could just enjoy the scenery. That's okay too. So we will come from here back up into this kneeling position. Plant the right foot down and walk the hands in. Look at you all just going for it. Love you. Love your enthusiasm. So then nestle the right shoulder underneath and take the right hand behind the right foot. Perfect. Press into the right hand so much that the right foot comes up, and then take hold of it with the top of the left hand over the top of the foot. Then working towards straightening the leg out and spin the chest. Yes. Open. Awesome. So if you wanted to try for the back leg straight, you could. The only tricky bit is that you tend to fall that way and you don't have any hand to put out. So it's a kind of an all or nothing thing. Yeah, you're welcome to try it, Anu. I can stand here so you don't fall backwards. You'd inspire everyone. So straighten that back leg. Yes, no pressure. I'm here, so you can lean back as much as you need to. Yes. Catch your foot. That's it. Yeah, it's a lot of work in that leg. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Don't get amnesia. That was awesome. You guys did really well. All right, so we're here. We've just nailed that. And we'll come into cross legs facing the back again. Just maybe wiping our brow, going, I am freaking awesome. Yes. And basking in that awesomeness. You know, adults have a massive fear of failure, and it's one of the beautiful things that I love about yoga is that we get to try new things and maybe fail the first time, but then failure isn't the end. Failure is actually learning. There is no failure. And so taking a 180-degree view shift on that and seeing how much you've learnt. I think Walt Disney went to 300 odd banks to get funding, and 299 said no. So it's that keeping growing by moving forward, progress, little steps. And you never know, this might be your good side. So let's rock forward to hands and knees and back into your downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, you can then Inhale your left leg up to the sky. And as you exhale, step the left foot through to the space between the hands. Turn the back heel in and down and coming on up into Virabhadrasana 2, this way. Yep. Okay, bringing the left arm up and catching hold of the upper arm. So the right arm's behind you. And then straightening up through your front leg. So like this, yep. So the arms straight and yep. And then we experimented with pressing the palm away, and maybe that gives you more opening. Good. And then coming into your Parshvakonasana straight away, so wrapping around. Left arm comes to the inside, right arm around behind. And even if you can't catch hold, it doesn't matter. Just have the hands back in that direction. Move the chest back, cobra through the upper back. Not so much throwing the head back, but keep that opening and spinning the chest open. Then shorten your stance. And coming in towards Trikonasana, bound Trikonasana. So this isn't a good idea if you've got any hamstring issues, but otherwise so triangle pose. We're not there yet. I love your enthusiasm though. Yeah. So we're in triangle, and then looking down and bringing the back foot to step it forward, and you'll again come to face the back wall. That's it. And lifting your left leg up, that's right. Standing strong, being solid through that right leg. Yeah. If you wanted to straighten the left leg up, you could go for it or not. And then touching the foot back down and stepping smoothly back like nothing even happened. Yeah. And then both hands to the either side of the left foot. Drop the back knee down. And working to stretch out through your left hamstring. So straighten the left leg up and use the block if you need to. Think cobra through the upper back, but not the neck, upper back. So just use the block, and yes. So this is going to be
bendy a bit.
You don't want it to round, and you're rounding there quite a bit.
Yeah.
So now I know Dr. Vanessa is going to be so onto you. All right, then you can rock forward. We're coming into side plank facing this way. Stretching the top arm over, and now you know the pose. You could imagine, my bottom leg just wrapping behind or in front of my arm, and I'm catching my foot. So you could go with the oven mitt, catching your foot position as well. Yeah, it's so easy. Nice. Okay, you can take the bottom knee down and come on up into this side. Parigasana, gate pose. Again, the thigh is vertical. Here we have this knee bent, but a bit of a longer stance. So inhale here and exhale, taking the arm as far back as possible. Elbow to knee, inhaling. And hand onto hip, top arm back as far as possible. Inhaling back to center. Maybe the fluid power variation created by Shiva Ray. Inhale, the arms comes across the body, using your core. Inhale, optional this time, maybe straightening up your left leg and exhaling. Inhale back through center and exhale. Yeah, inhale back. Exhaling down, maybe using your hand onto the block if you wanted to. So it's kind of like a restorative triangle pose, if you could think of it that way. Actually drop the left hip down a little more to facilitate that opening through the inner left thigh. And then reaching the top arm over, and again your oven mitt taking hold. I don't own any oven mitts. It is the action though, isn't it? Yes. Christmas is coming around, Sue. Okay, then releasing down. Use the hands for support and coming in. So if you noticed a difference left and right sides as well, hopefully this is your easier side. We'll take that left leg now and come into this seated pigeon position, maybe with a bit of rocking, staying strong through the left ankle and making sure there's no pain in the left knee. Just opening, cradling the leg, opening the hip. Okay, then first stage is to straighten the leg forward. So there's an element of, in that side opening, there's an element of hamstring opening that we need, as well as adductors. Just check in with your spine, see if you can create a little more length, and maybe like a cobra through the upper back. And it's maybe by bending the left knee slightly. Okay, then back to stage 20. So right hand holds the top of the foot, left arm comes underneath, that's it. And there's a fair amount of getting your shoulder underneath the knee as much as you can, and then stretching and straightening out. And poking the head underneath the arm, spinning the chest open. Yes. Having fun is important for learning as well. Are you having fun? Sounds like Sue is. That's good. Okay. So feel free to call it quits there, or if you wanted to try for the, so this is our peak pose is called Visvamitrasana, and Visvamitra was he was a sage, but his life was very complicated. So as you can see, this pose, it's very complicated. Lots going on. So taking the left hand to the outside of the left foot, and then taking the weight onto the left hand so that your left foot can come up. Holding the right foot, right hand comes across the top of the foot, and then working to stretch and straighten the leg out and spin the chest open to the sky as well. Yes. Nice. Okay. If you wanted to try for the straight leg variation, you're welcome to, or you could just try for, or just take a child's pose if you wanted to. Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's here, I'll stand there this time. Is this your good leg? Yeah, and shoulder. Good shoulder. Great. Nice. Awesome. Wow. You make sure you have a glass of champagne tonight. Well deserved. Okay, so child's pose. You can all have a glass of champagne. Just don't let me limit you. Do make sure that the elbows are down and that you go into a place of complete rest. Strength and grace. What is it that you've opened to today? What is it that you'd like to open to in yourself, in your life, perhaps in your heart, perhaps in your mind? Knowing that a massive canyon has been often formed by the tiniest, softest trickle of water. That there is great power in softness. And equally, that strong, steadfast approach in life is equally important. Strong in yourself, in who you are. So for the last few moments, really working to enhance these qualities within. So you can use your hands under the shoulders and bring yourself up, swing the legs around and come into this seated position. Walk the feet as wide as the mat. And again, lifting up through the chest, but with strength or grace. So I go fingers out. It's up to you though. Find something that's right for your shoulder. And then dropping the knees over to the right and looking to the left. And then switching over to the other side. You could inhale to one side and exhale to the other. So as you take the knees over to the right next time, let's stay here. Rearrange the feet for deer pose. So the right foot's tucked under the left, inhaling the arms up, and just for one last time, exhaling into that side bend. Feel how much freedom and openness there is, and the strength and power in that. Inhale up and exhaling to the left. Inhale back up through center. Take the hands around behind you and lift through the chest. And maybe lifting the hips up as well. So finding an extra buoyancy there from maybe this, that you've been uplifted by trying something new. And then releasing and lowering down and going into a forward fold. So I have a theory that toddlers are actually high on dopamine because they're learning so much new stuff. When we learn something new or experience something new in our body, then there is this dopamine hit that happens. Don't you think toddlers have so much energy and surely they're just high on dopamine the whole time? Okay, then inhaling and coming on up. Keep the hands on the floor so you're nice and grounded as you then move over to the other side. We'll just take a bit of a windscreen wiper movement, back and forth, and then settling in on the left side. Inhaling to take the arms up. And exhale, left hand down and leaning over to the left. Beautiful. Inhaling back up through center and leaning to the right. Inhaling back up. You can then take the hands around behind you and lift through the chest, either staying here or lift the hips as well with that elation, with that uplifting joy. And exhaling back down and even brushing the hands around you as you sweep yourself forward and folding in. Finding a softness there, a softness in your breath, a softness about your body. But you'll feel this residual strength that you've cultivated through the class. What a beautiful blend, a beautiful balance. You can make your way back up through center. So feet come out again, and again just side to side a few times. And then coming down onto the elbows. And when you're ready, you can move your elbows out and come to lie down, and moving through that same windscreen wiper movement through the feet, through the knees. And at some point you might like to stop maybe on the right side, and even shuffling the hips over to the left a little so that you can, your spine's in a nice long line, and take your favorite spinal twist. So we've opened up the body quite a bit. You might like to straighten the left leg over towards the right hand. Yep. And you could even reach this left hand around behind you to catch hold of your right foot if you wanted to. Yep. So whatever beautiful spinal twist is most nourishing for you. And then unraveling and returning back into center, twisting over to the other side. So move your hips to the right and then knees to the left. You can still watch the ebb and flow of the breath within the belly. But feel both this container that you've strengthened and the softness that you've created inside, kind of like a gooey, soft-scented chocolate. You can then return back into center and place yourself down for Savasana. If you'd like a bolster for underneath your knees, I can bring that around for you. Hopefully you're feeling pretty good though. There's an eye pillow beside you. As we've moved our body through an incredible range of postures, of shapes, changing our direction in space, you may feel a greater wholeness. So rather than the two-dimensional, just being aware of the front of the body, you can equally feel into the back of the body. Feeling to the left and to the right. Above your crown and below your feet. Experiencing your body and being as a sphere of energy, tingling, buzzing, vibrating. And as you experience this sphere of energy, you can notice again that harmonious blend of both strengthening the vessel coupled with this beautiful softness and gracefulness and ease. For some people, this brings a tremendous feeling of comfort and relaxation. For others, it's an opening, an expansiveness. Whatever it is for you, just allow yourself to sink deeply into that now. And as you prepare to come out of Savasana, know that nothing needs to change, that the bounty, the blessings, the lessons, the learnings through this practice will be with you throughout your day and throughout your week and throughout your life. That we have fortified, solidified one aspect of you. And at the same time, softened and created an opportunity, a space for grace to enter into you. How wonderful. So you can allow your breath to start to lengthen into the belly and finding your place in the room, your place in your body, this new, replenished, refreshed body. Awakening the body by touching each finger in turn. And then rolling yourself over to the side when you're ready. Pausing there for some time. And when you're ready, making your way up to a seated position. Whatever seated position works for you, joining the hands together in Namaste. And taking one final movement, inhaling and sweeping the arms up. And exhale over to the right, and then folding and bringing that left hand down onto the floor and sweeping over to the right side, to the left side, and then inhaling and bringing both arms up overhead and going back the other way. So exhaling to the left. It's this celebration, this recognition of the wholeness of you. That left elbow lifts you up. And exhaling the hands down through Namaste. And we'll seal our practice with one Om. Please join me in a long inhale. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well done. You did amazing. How are you feeling? My gills are quite open.